So what do you get when you mix a 10-2 team and a 2-10 team on Monday Night Football? Believe it or not, you get two teams that are both 7-5 against the spread. Yo, Dave Loughren here. This is Monday Night Football. We got bets as always, and I'll be sure to throw some more up over there on Tails throughout the day as our research continues. But we're going to talk sides. I got 2+ money props for later in this video as well. Hey, if you like this content, you want to help support it along the way, hit that thumbs up, subscribe. It's free to do. And hit that hype button too. If it pops up, hit it. They tell me it does good things. And follow me over on Twitter at Loughy. If you like talking football, let's get into it, man. The Patriots at home, 7.5-point favorites. You may need to pay a little bit extra for that, but I'm not sure you will. I saw some spots are like -115 if you're looking for the +7.5 on the Giants side, which we're going to get into right now. Let me tell you something. The Giants are 2-10 straight up. They're 7-5 against the spread. Open the video with that for a very specific reason. And I say that because despite how many games they've lost, if you guys have watched any Giants football, I feel the pain. If you're a fan, a lot of those games have been like late losses, one possession games. You know, the Denver game, where they give up 700 points in the fourth quarter to lose that one. Obviously, that's their fault. Like, they're in Denver dominating, and they lose that game. They still cover, but it's just, what was it, 32-30, 33-32? It's just the type of brand of football they've played this year. They lost in Detroit in overtime 2 weeks ago. They should have, or was that a week ago? They should have won that game. The Bears, they collapsed late, lost 24-20, and you had Jackson Dart go out late in that one. Cowboys, overtime loss earlier in the season when Russell Wilson threw for 1,000 yards. Like, their wins, too, have come against the Eagles. They smoked the Eagles at MetLife. They beat the Chargers at home, and that game may have looked competitive, but the Chargers never really had a chance. So it's been a weird team all year long, even before they fired Brian Daboll, and now they've covered 3 straight. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Giants are a particularly good team, but I don't think the 2-10 tells the whole story. Let me know down below if you guys disagree. You might say, yeah, but Loughy, they've squandered all of these games, and I'd fully agree with you. But I think it's different than like a Tennessee Titans team that just manages to lose every game before it even starts, right? You know, there's a lot of bad teams out there where you go into the game and it's just never competitive from the jump. That has not been the Giants in almost every game this season. And meanwhile, you've got a Patriots team that's rattled off 9 straight wins. They started the year 1-2. They're now 10-2 on the season. And it's funny because they have the Giants record in reverse. They're both 7-5 against the spread, except one of them clearly a far superior team playing at home tonight. But the offensive line is banged up. They're missing the whole left side of the offensive line, right? Both starters. The one real strength for the Giants is the defensive line. Now, when I say that, the D-line is strong, their ability to get pressure, they're middle of the league in sacks, but you do have guys like Lawrence and Burns and Okereke, and Abdul Carter is hit or miss, but, you know, he should be good. I guess that doesn't matter right now. I just look at the Giants as a team that, you know, and by the way, Drake May has taken 37 sacks. Heading into Sunday, he had taken the third most sacks in the league behind only Cam Ward and Geno Smith, both of whom have just been sack machines all year long. So that has been a weakness of his, even though he's mobile, even though he's been great on deep attempts and solid under pressure this year. I look at the Giants and I say, you know, week over week, this is a team that probably should have won a lot of these games and has kept many of them close. And on one hand, that is clearly an indictment upon the Lions, or the Giants, sorry. But on the other hand, this is a team that's literally been positioned to win late in a lot of these games nearly every week. So if you're saying I can get them outside of the key number of 7 here against the team that's won 9 straight, which means I kind of like the Giants almost even more. You know, you look at the Panthers yesterday, and you're going in against a Rams team. It's like no one can beat the Rams right now. I certainly felt like, how did the Rams lose this game? And they drop it outright, 31-28. You know what I mean? It's just that type of stuff happens week over week. So if I can get the Giants outside of 7, I'm going to do it, and I will. And of course, as always, let me know where you guys are going on this game. Let's talk some props here. Now, I will have the Super Boost posted over there on Tails exclusively. Not because I'm saying, oh, you got to go to Tails to find it. In this case, you will, but that's not why. It's just because I'm waiting on a few other things throughout the day. And I still want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best numbers as possible More than anything, I just want to make sure that we can find a super boost that's worthy. I don't just want to throw something up here early in the morning when I don't feel confident about it. Because if I don't feel confident about it, why the hell should I give it to you? But if you want to check it out and all of my other bets, they're free all season over on Tails. Link is down there. It's tails.bet, right? That'll take you straight to my page. All of my bets are free. You can turn on notifications. And the coolest thing, you can one-click tail or one tap on the Tails app, tail these. So if you just tap it, it'll pull up the odds for every book. You find the best ones or the ones you're on, and it'll load it straight into your bet slip. Never worry about finding all of these manually again. Hit me up over there. Turn on notifications. You'll know when every single bet drops. That's the way we do it, man. And we've hit some sick ladders this year. We've hit some sick same-game parlays on these very Monday nights. So let's see if we can run back again today. But the two I want to give you today are plus money spots. And one of them, believe it or not, is a Ramondre Stevenson anytime touchdown prop. Best odds are at plus 230 on FanDuel. I posted this one over on Tails already. Again, if you don't feel like finding it for yourself. Now, he only had 6 carries last week. He was thoroughly out-touched and out-snapped by TreVeyon Henderson. But what is the one differentiator here? TreVeyon Henderson, even when Stevenson missed games in weeks 9 through 11, had 2 total goal line carries. You know, you had guys like Terrell Jennings and Dearness Johnson who each had 1 and combined for as many as Henderson did in those 3 weeks. Meanwhile, last week, Ramondre Stevenson only had 6 carries, but 2 of them were at the goal line. And with how back and forth this has been all year long in the backfield, I think Stevenson, once again, if they get down in goal-to-go situations or inside the 10, is going to get the first crack at those. So you're getting him at plus 230 when Henderson's at minus 110. I think the better odds are on Stevenson today, and the best odds are on FanDuel at plus 230. So I put a half a unit on this one. You can see it on the screen. Nothing crazy here. It's not something you're in love with. But I think as a half unit play on Stevenson at plus 230 against a Giants run defense that we're going to talk about right now in this next one definitely makes a lot of sense. Now, let's talk about this next one. TreVeyon Henderson, longest rush, 20-plus yards. Now, this guy and the run game has struggled. The run game has struggled for the Patriots this year. And they're missing a lot of this offensive line, well, the left side, a third of it. What is, not a third, right? 2 out of 5, 2/5. What is the biggest problem with the Giants? It's not their pass rush. They have a good pass rush. They get pressure, all of that stuff. The secondary hasn't been good, but they actually haven't allowed a ton of big plays downfield. Only the Bills have allowed fewer 40-plus yard passes, and only 2 other teams have allowed fewer 20-plus yard passes. But no team has allowed more 20-plus yard rushing attempts than the New York Giants. Going back to Ramondre Stevenson, no team has allowed more rushing touchdowns than the Giants, 17 on the year. And no team is allowing a higher yards per attempt average than the Giants at 5.9. They've allowed a ton of 40-plus yard plays, the most 20-plus yard rushing attempts. So when I look at TreVeyon Henderson and say, yeah, they've struggled to get things going at times, no doubt about it. Instead of just grabbing his over 14.5 longest rush standard, on Bet365, I can get it at plus 180 for 20-plus yards against a team that has allowed more 20-plus yard rushing attempts than any team in the league this year. And, you saw it against Gibbs the other week. They really struggled to tackle in the open field. And while TreVeyon Henderson hasn't been anything spectacular this year, believe it or not, only Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane, and Bijan Robinson average more yards per contact after attempt than TreVeyon Henderson this season. So if you get him in a little bit of space, I think we can get there against a team that, as we've seen, has really struggled to tackle. Now, that's only on Bet365. I haven't seen any other books, the ones I looked at, that even have the longest rushing attempt. If you're not on Bet365 yet, that link in the description gets you $200 in bonus bets when all you have to do is sign up, deposit 10, and bet 5. So yeah, you got to be 21 years or older to gamble. Gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. But that spot right there, plus the 50% super boost that we're going to throw up on Tails later today, exclusively on Bet365. So make sure to jump in before this game kicks off. And I appreciate you guys, as always. We'll catch you back here for the next one. Bye-bye.